Hi crafters, it's Marianne from MA Designs. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you through my latest craft haul, which is kind of the opposite of what I said I was going to do. It's the opposite of the ethos of my channel. So bear with me. I started this channel hoping to go through all of the stuff that I've already accumulated, to actually bust through the stash that I've bought over the almost 20 years that I've been crafting. But like the rest of us, I cannot resist what I perceive as a good bargain, and I can't resist some of the new shiny things. I do try to be a little bit more careful about buying duplicates of things or things that are similar to things that I already own. But this was a really good deal, I think. So Craft Stash here in the UK, a couple of weeks ago, had a flash sale, they called it, and these Papercraft Society boxes were just £10. And this is a monthly subscription service that they do, and I believe that the monthly subscription price is either £35 or £30. So it's not something I've ever subscribed to. I did once subscribe to the Tonic Studios monthly kit, and that used to be £30 a month. I subscribed to that for about a year, and I loved it. It was a nice little surprise every month when it came through, but I found I just wasn't using them, so I cancelled it. So while Craft Stash had these on for £10 each, I thought I'll just have a look and see what the value is and whether they'd be worth the £30 a month, because I've never actually seen one in the flesh. While I was at it, I picked up a few little bits that were hanging around on my wish list that wouldn't have justified, placing an order. So I've got these plastic scrapers from Woodware, and there's a pair of them in the pack. I think they were £3.50, and they're just a bit wider than what I've currently just used spatulas or old gift cards when I'm applying texture paste through stencils, but I've wanted something wider for a while to try and get a flatter application. So I bought those. They're in a twin pack. I've also got this stencil glue, which is a temporary adhesive for holding stencils down. I've got the sprays, but I find those messy, so I thought I'd give the glue a go. And then this is something I've been wanting to treat myself for quite a long time. These were released last year to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Tim Holtz's Distress line. And so it's just a couple of pouches, just zip pouches. They've got this, I think waterproof, certainly wipeable inner lining. There's no zip pockets or anything like that. They're just one pocket pouches. So there's the small one there. And then this one that I'm opening they call this one the medium. I've not seen the large anywhere. I've just seen the small and the medium. But Craft Stash also, on the day when I placed my order, had all storage items are 20% off. So I treated myself to these. And like I said, they're just zip pouches. I wanted them. They're pretty, they're colourful, they're rainbowy. There's no real particular need for them. I can't think what I'm going to use them for at this point, but I wanted them. So I bought them. And then here I've got these A5 adhesive magnetic shims. These are for use in your die cutting machine to hold your dies still, and I thought there's a 4-pack, so there's plenty of chances for me there to cut through them accidentally and then replace them, and I think that was like £2 for 4, so that was worth a go. And then these I've bought packs of magnetic sheets and these plastic wallet storage things for stamps and dies. I like these because they're nice and flat. I didn't read the description properly. I didn't realise they're actually 5 inches by 7 inches. So I thought they were A5, but they're not. They're 5 by 7, which is smaller than most of my existing storage. But it'll be fine because I do have some smaller sets that I can put in these, so that's fine. So I'm just looking through these. You get 10 wallets and 10 magnetic things in each size, and I can't remember how much they were, but I obviously thought they were great value because I've bought 2 packs. However, this magnetic sheet doesn't really fit inside this wallet. You can see there I've just about got that in there, but it's really, really tight. So I don't think they're actually intended to fit in there. I think the wallet is for your stamps and the magnetic things for your dies, and they're obviously meant to be kept separately. So I'll see whether I find them useful or not, but it's fine. And then so we'll go on to these boxes. I bought 5 of them. This one is from the brand called Funky Fossil, which is a brand I've heard a little bit about, but I don't believe I own anything from them. So I thought it's a good way to try. And it's a matching kit. Everything's going to match. So it's a nice way to try their products out. So you get this wallet, and the wallet is themed every month to go with the kit. So it's not a standard box. It looks different every month. So you've got your inspirational quotes on all of these triangular storage corners. So things like worry less, craft more, things like that, just to try and, I don't know, fill the space, I guess. But it's nice because they go with the ethos of each company. So we've got this A5 stamp set. And there's some big toppers on there, some good florals. Sentiments that I don't know if I'll ever put on a card. They're probably more suited to, art journaling. You Are Blooming Amazing is great, for a support card for a friend. I like those cute little butterflies. I love when they fill the gaps on the stamp set, but it's something that's actually useful like that. And then in the next pocket across, you've got this A5 die set, which that's where your money is, right? An A5 die set is definitely worth a tenner. So I spend quite a lot of time here just trying to match up. There's outlines that look like they belong to those florals, but I can't quite work out which one's going to match to which. So I'll have to stamp those out and actually try the different dies. And there's separate dies inside each one that's going to match the sentiments, I guess. And I really like the stencils on this one. So you've got that A5 one there with the big flower, like roses. And then this cubey one. I really enjoy the geometric style. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And you can see that theme carries through onto these papers. So you've got that cube one. And if you just colour that with 3 similar colours, I could just do it with alcohol markers and just colour it in. But yeah, look at this paper. I really love it. It sort of looks 3D but isn't. So there's a number of A5 papers. These are completely matte and completely flat, even though they look foiled. That printing is fantastic. So you see that gold shimmer running through that marble one. It's not actually gold, it's just printed. So these are kind of ready done mixed media kind of backgrounds. I love it. Looks like there's ink blending like vintage on that damask pattern. I love it. I love that distressed kind of feel, but without getting messy. So you've just got it in the paper just ready. So there's 8 papers there, I think. Yeah, 8 different designs there, just one sheet of each. But they're all fantastic. I love this colourway as well with the deep, rich blue and then just a hint of pink. That suits me. If ever I'm going to use pink in a project, I like it. I'm not a pink person, but I can appreciate it when it's mixed with the rich, deep shades like this. So you fold this wallet up. I can't imagine whether I'm going to keep the wallet as it is or chop it up and use that pattern card to make other cards. I don't know. These boxes are quite chunky, so whether I'll keep them all together, I'm not sure yet. And then as well as the wallet, you get this parcel wrapped up in tissue. A random piece of cardboard there off the box. And then in here you've got different embellishments and things that I say wouldn't fit in the wallet. I guess some of it would. See, there's another stamp set here. This one's smaller. This one's an A6 stamp set. But I wonder if some of those dies actually match these flowers. See, that's a really motivational quote. Don't look back. You're not going that way. It's lovely, but I don't know whether I want to put that on a card. It's not really a greetings card kind of sentiment. And then we get a washi tape sheet with just a number of different borders, but most of them match with the pattern papers. So you can see there it's just self-adhesive, just a strip of washi tape effectively. So I think there's 8 strips on there. And then coordinating cardstock and a booklet with all the ideas in. So I'll just flick through these and show you the card. A few sheets of each in those key colours, just some solid cardstock there, already cut down to A5. And then in this booklet, this is where they justify the money, right? The people have taken the time to design these and put all of this together. We've got this lovely rattly envelope. It shakes, it's shakety shake, and I cannot open it. It's so well sealed, I just can't open it. I can't even get a nail in these corners to even try and open the envelope. So, scissors. So I'll just cut my way into this and see what's making that delightful rattle. Look at that treasure. Like what looks like hundreds and hundreds of tiny little bronze sequins, I want to call them, but they're domed almost. They've got a point to them, so they're not flat. So they're gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna adhere those, but I think they look fantastic. That little bit of dimension just looks really, really good. And that bronze, that beautiful, you know, off gold kind of colour is gonna look fantastic with the navy and the pink in this kit. And then this pack of ephemera here. I don't think they're self-adhesive. I think they're just, you know, ready to be stuck on. But again, printed with that really deep bronze colour, so it almost looks like it's been foiled, but it hasn't. They're just flat. Love Your Life. Again, things that are possibly better suited for journaling. You could stamp a sentiment on this and make it a topper for your card. Little borders or frames. Some leaves. So you can make really good clusters for just, you know, a quick card. Just cluster a few of these together. Again, live your best life. You're not going to send that to somebody for their birthday, I don't think. And Breathe. That's more of a mindfulness, more of a journal thing. Sparkle and Shine. Again, there's no glitter or metallic on that. It's just really, really cool how they've printed it that way. Some mixed media bits. Some more flowers. Frames that we can stamp a sentiment into. Some of this, honestly, I'm not sure how I would use it. But I guess that's what's going to be in the booklet. Bit of inspiration. True beauty comes from within. I don't know if you need to send a card to a friend just to give them a positive message if they've had a rubbish time of late, or if they're going through something and they need, I don't know, some inspiration, and to know that you're just there to support them, I guess. But yeah, I tend to make cards for birthdays and Christmas largely. The occasional thank you, but mostly it's birthday and Christmas. So a lot of this stuff I'm not sure I'll even use. That big love die though, that'll be great for weddings, anniversaries, Valentine's. Just plenty to use that on. So it's quite a substantial booklet here. This it's A5 booklet, and it's got details of what's in the kit there, and the how to make a few different projects. So this one's like a framed project using that love die. You can see there's the stenciling, a bit of the ephemera, a bit of the paper. So really, really going to town, really using the product. The stamping and colouring and stenciling, all these techniques, step-by-step instructions. An interview there with, I think it's Sarah from Funky Fossil, just to get you used to the brand. It's a good way to, like a taster of the brand. Not sure about that stamp with the two faces entwined. I think I could maybe mask out that line on her chin and make it not look so obvious. I know that's the style they're going for, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's me. Look at that cube, look at that stenciling. That really appeals to me. I really like that card, that appeals a lot. I might have a go at that one. So yeah, loads of ideas in there. Just using some of the ephemera there, a bit of washi tape, and those fantastic sequins. Look at the dimension on them. I look forward to using those. Some quick cards. That looks a bit complex. We'll see if I need dies for that. So yeah, that's everything that's in the Funky Fossil Papercraft Society box. So I'm just wrapping up this tissue paper, try and keep it all together. Don't want to lose those sequins now they're open. And tuck that back into the box. Now the next four all came in just brown cardboard boxes. So I'm assuming that was how they would have been posted out if I was subscribing. So I've spared you the pain of watching me get them out, because it was awkward to get them out of those boxes. So I've unwrapped them all, and I'll talk you through the next ones. So this one is a message there from Lynette at Pretty Gets Gritty. I've heard of Pretty Gets Gritty. I know they do the explosion powders, which are, I think, similar to the Nouveau shimmer powders from Tonic. It's not a brand that I've ever bought anything from, which is it's the main reason I selected the boxes that I did. I was trying to try new brands and trying to not repeat stuff that's already in my stash. So this is much more down the mixed media path. It's got a little jar of white gesso, an empty spray bottle, and a couple of tiny jars of, I think, ink. There's just a red and a blue, like a very red and a very blue. And then there's this little bunch of flower stamens, which, strangely, I don't have any in my stash. So I imagine that'll be quite useful. So this one, I'm not sure. This is a little bit more outside my comfort zone, this style. You can see there's vouchers, like, you know, a discount off that brand. But these vouchers are all out of date now with these all being in sale. They were all from last year. Much more mixed media style. I'm not sure this one's going to be for me, but I do like this sort of retro, the retro characters with the motorbikes and the ladies with the, you know, the pin-up style dresses. Again, not sure about those colours, if that's what the blue and the red looks like. Yeah. Not sure this one's going to appeal to me quite as much as some of the others. But I do like that retro effect, and I'm happy to give it a go. So that's what's in the tissue, in the little parcel in this one. Done this one in the completely backwards order from the last one, but here's the wallet. This is like the main event. So you can see this wallet is a different pattern from the last one. Still got the reminder to share and tag Papercraft Society. Crafty minds are rarely tidy. Is there ever a truer statement? You can't use up creativity, and don't overthink it, just go with the flow. These are all bits of advice I need. So you've got your die set here. Again, it's an A5 die set, it's a substantial die set. And you've got that big door. And obviously they've used it as doors, but you could easily use that as, you know, sentiment strips and just rectangles for matting and layering. You've got this A5 stencil that's split into two. So you've got your brickwork texture at the top, and then a scripty, scribbly, handwritten sort of effect at the bottom. So they're sort of A6 in size. And then you've got this sheet of die cut flowers. You can just pop those out. I'm not sure I'm going to like them with the white edge, but we'll see. Sometimes it's nice just to make a quick cluster of stuff without having to stamp and colour loads of things. It depends if you need a card in a hurry. This is what I was most what appealed to me most when I saw this online, was this retro 50s vibe. So those cards are going to be fantastic for those masculine birthday cards. I think they're just going to be great. So there looks to be 2 sheets of each of these, and they're just plain white card, like uncoated. I love these characters with the big dresses. I think they're going to be fab. So we've got some sentiments on here. Again, you've got a happy birthday on there, but then a lot of them are along that door theme. So you've got open the door and embrace new opportunities. If it doesn't open, it's not your door. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Life is short, break the rules. I do like that one. So yeah, and 2 sheets of that. Again, all die cut, but inkable. They are just on plain white card. So you can ink them. I guess that's why they've given you the ink as well. But obviously you can use any colours in your stash if you get bored of the blue and the red. So that is the Pretty Gets Gritty. I love that coffee stain pattern on the top of the box. It's fantastic with that bit of silver reflective mixed in with the watercolour colours. It's pretty. So this one is from Chloe's Creative Cards. Crafting makes everything better, even Mondays. I mean, that's some powerful crafting. I don't know about you, but Mondays are horrendous. So this one's in a different format. It's the wallet's different. And I don't know if you noticed some of the stuff was falling out of the top of the wallet when I opened previous ones. This one has got closed sides. It's more of a folder, if that makes sense, than a wallet. It's got closed edges. So I peeled that tape sticker off there and open it up. So it's not stuck together. It does just open completely flat. But things aren't going to fall out of those edges, which is a little bit better, I think. Although there's much less sort of design goes into it. It's a simpler card thing for them to make. So you've got this A6 embossing folder. Trying to not be off-put by that corally pink colour. I suppose you can use that for anything. It's just some swirls, just to make a generic background. 3 massive sentiments. You've got on your winter birthday, which is not something I think I've ever seen before. So it's an A6 stamp set, so these are going to be about 4 inches wide. So they're going to fill a card. On your winter birthday, winter wishes, which is great for those non-religious Christmas cards. And a snowflake is winter's butterfly. A 6x6 stencil there that's snowflakes and baubles. And then this brilliant stamp set. Look at that butterfly, that is huge. And it's half snowflakes and half butterfly. And different snowflake stamps, they're fabulous. And that tree will be so useful. And then again, this die set, this for me is where the value is in this kit. That is a fantastic snowflake frame. Like, if you just quickly need to chuck a Christmas card together, die cut that in whatever colour or a metallic, and then a topper in the middle. Not even a topper, just a sentiment in the middle, a big, bold, Christmassy sentiment in the middle. And that's it, cards made. You know, if you're batch making, that's going to be great. And then you've got your butterflies and your flowers and snowflakes in there as well. So there's quite a lot to that die set. And two stamp sets. So it's the similar kind of value to the other ones, but just in a box envelope thing instead of that fold-out wallet. And then you've got your tissue parcel again. I like that they coordinate the tissue. I like this is blue tissue, like snowflakey blue. It's pretty. So there's some bows there that seem odd. They don't seem the right colours somehow. Some pink glitter. Chloe, I don't know if you've bought from Chloe before, but she's quite famous for her sparklicious glitters. Some coordinating cardstock, again in the blue, a slightly darker blue, a pink and a lilac-y purple. It's quite a peachy pink, isn't it? It's all a bit pastel, but great for those wintry cards. If you're doing snowflakes, you don't want dark colours, do you? So that's those. And then you've got patterned paper in a separate packet. I'm not sure why these aren't just in a little paper sleeve. Why they're in a plastic wrapper. I suppose they're thinner and they might get damaged in transit, but everything's kept flat enough. I think they'll be fine. So you've got a snowy scene there. I mean, that's useful for anything. Pretty little butterflies there. You don't need to use those for winter. Some polka dots in a more aqua shade of blue. Don't really look it on camera there, but that's quite turquoisey. Some patterned greenish paper. A piece of sky blue. And then this big floral. And some pink dots. So you've got your 8 patterns there. I won't bother putting all those back in that plastic. I thought about it, but no. And then another plastic packet, and this one has got some shiny card in it. Again, it's going to be in the same colours. It's all coordinated. That's what I like about these. It's all, you just open the box and you've got a kit. You've got everything you need. You're going to need your scissors and your glue, your standard crafty stuff, but matching cardstock. And it's cut down to A5, so it fits in the box and it fits in the wallets. But so really what you get in there is 3 sheets of Miri and then 1 sheet of vellum, but obviously cut into A5. And then the booklet. And this is so valuable. I mean, the people who've contributed to this, it must take an absolute team of people. So there's Chloe Endine from Chloe's Creative Cards. Chloe's been around for quite a long time now, and she does some really glittery cards. I don't know if you know her products, but yeah, there's some serious sparkle going on wherever Chloe goes. So she's got the bows there on that snowflakey one. I like the snowflakes looking like baubles. I do like that effect. That stencil's really, really my sort of style. It's all very pastel. I do like that tree. That tree with those cute little butterflies, that's nice. And then there's adverts there for obviously Craft Stash products from this brand. It makes perfect sense, but that snowflake frame die really is going to be the star of the show. And then the stencils being layered up there with glitter paste and ink. Some more stuff with the tree. Ooh, that Winter Wishes look to be die cut. I'll have to spend more time looking at it. I wonder if there was that die in this set. And then there's a detailed page there telling you exactly what's in the kit. And if you see there, items H and I, no Chloe box would be complete without glitter and bows to add sparkle and shine to your project. So it is definitely a pot of glitter. It's not embossing powder or anything. So, yeah. It's quite a lot of bang for your buck when you're only paying a tenner. Whether or not these would be worth £30 or £35, I'm not too sure. But for 10, I think these are absolutely fantastic value, and I'm really glad that I took the plunge and bought a few. It was one of those where you had to make a decision fairly quickly because you could kind of see them selling out right in front of your eyes. There was already quite a few sold out by the time I looked, and I think the post had only been up about an hour. So, yeah. This one I'm really excited about. So this is from Paula Pasquale. Her brand is called Miss P Loves. I don't know if you know Paula. She has been a presenter on the craft TV channels for quite a long time. I think her first language is Spanish. She's got an accent. I don't know if she's from Spain or South America. I'm not sure, but she's friends with Leonie Pujol. I don't know if you know her. Again, you will do if you've watched all the craft channels. But I really like this brand. And again, I've never bought anything from Miss P Loves, so this is a nice way to test it. I really like that they've chucked in one of those multimedia ink blending brushes. I've never bought them before. I don't want to buy a pack of 10 of them until I've tried one, so this is ideal. So again, you get a sheet of this washi stickers. This one is all black and white, and I think it's uncoated as much as washi tape can be. I think you could probably ink that as well. So you've got your coordinating cardstock there. There's a bit of a pink in there I'm not going to love, but turquoise and black. Pink and black's good. And then a kind of grey. It's almost a purpley, like a blue slate kind of grey colour. Now there's this pack here that looks absolutely rammed with die cut ephemera. All with that silver foil. So you could ink that. You could ink over that. I guess the foil will resist your ink. And then the white card will take it on. You've got flowers in there. You've got sort of geometric flowers that look like they've been drawn with like a spirograph. Loads of sentiments, but again, they're the positive-y, be yourself, inspire, that kind of thing. Not your happy birthdays, not your thanks. So how useful they'll be, not sure, but perhaps better suited for journaling than for card making. But that's fine. It's something I do a little bit of journaling now and then, so I'll find a way to use them. I've got another one of these impenetrable envelopes. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a paper envelope, but it's really sturdy and it's glued right to the edges. You know, there's normally a gap at the end where you can get your finger in, but nope, not on these. So in this one, mini bulldog clips. Okay. Okay, fine. So there's 10 mini bulldog clips in there. Not my first thought when I think about crafty embellishments, but hey, why not? And if nothing else, I'll use them for, keeping papers together. You can see one in use there on that card. Yeah. Look at that giant butterfly. We've not opened the folder yet, but that giant butterfly looks like it's going to be a big star of the show. See, the colours there look great, don't they, with the turquoise and the pink and the black. I always avoid pink, but it looks great in that combination, so maybe I need to get over myself. So you've got your interview with Paula there, or Paula. Oh, I like that. That's a good card with the stars. And stenciling and using these foil ones. Loads of good ideas. This appeals to me. This is my style, I think. I think I'm going to enjoy using this kit. So let's wrap up the tissue. Again, themed tissue, so they've got black tissue to go with this kit. And let's have a look at this folder. So this folder is in the older style with the Velcro. Make it simple but beautiful. Clean and simple doesn't mean it's not layered. And I've never seen a butterfly I didn't love. Interesting quotes. So this, look at this die set, look at that butterfly. That is humongous. Now this is some sort of mechanism, and I really need to read the booklet to find out what exactly we're making here, because I can't work this out. I'm wondering if it's some sort of box, some sort of journaly thing. There's a lot going on in this die set that I can't quite identify right now. A couple of sentiments. You've got happy, and you've got love, hearts. Another 2-in-1 stencil. Oh, it's more than 2-in-1. I like that geometric pattern. That's cool. Dots that you can just use for your borders. Bit of a mixed media background landing splat piece. And some wording. Again, more suited for journaling, I think. And then this stamp set. Again, an A5 stamp set. I think it's really good value. So you've got your dotty, almost compassy, scientific-y kind of thing there. a good happy birthday. I like that font. These black negative label sentiments are cool. I would love a happy birthday in that style, but that's not what they've done here. And you've got your mixed media, dotty, backgroundy kind of things. So you can use these for masculine cards. Different colour combinations are going to make those look so different. So I look forward to playing with that. The contents of that kit don't look like they go with the box to me. But it's really, really pretty. And then we have this last one. This is from Time for Tea Designs, which is not a company I've used before again. Life is like a cactus. Thorny but beautiful. No kidding. So I struggled to get into this one. This one was really well taped up, but here we are. So you've got loads of little cacti on the outside, and this is in the newer style, the fold-up wallet, not the fold-out wallet. And then you've got cacti, loads and loads of cacti with big gaps where faces can go. And I think this is going to be really cute. So you've got punny sentiments there. Sorry for being prickly, stuck on you, can't touch this. I know a friend who will really appreciate that humour. Life without you would really suck. Thank you for sticking with me. Hello there, friend. I mean, some of these are quite entertaining. And then the loads of little faces, even the little bow tie look that you can stick in the gap in the cacti to give them personalities. I like there's different size pots on there too, so you could have 2 or 3 in that longer pot as well. And then this other stamp set here. Again, this is another A5, so there's 2 full-size stamp sets in here. Congratulations on your new home. Very useful. Another punny one. Hope your birthday is on point. There's some there, that little hanging pot, that's going to be suitable for people. Like I've got quite a lot of relatives who like their gardening like proper grown-ups, you know. So I think they're going to be useful. I'll have to work out if some of these dies are going to match the sizes of the cacti stamps. But my reason for choosing this one was this die, this frame die with the different panels. There's a big trend going on, but they all seem to be from American companies. So I don't know if you've seen like the postage stamp dies, where it's very similar layout to that, but with the deckled edges like postage stamps. And some of the cards that people have been making are absolutely fantastic, but it's always American A2 sized, whereas this looks to be UK and Europe A6 size. So I think that'll be much more useful for the paper sizes we have here. So we'll see what I can do with that. Again, fantastic value for a tenner. And then you've got your papers, your matching papers. Now these are a little bit bold for me. I'm not sure I'm going to love these. But they do go with the theme, the gardening theme, the cacti theme. That beautiful sage green, I like that. And these ones with the cactus backgrounds. In small doses, they're going to be fine. I do struggle to use the bolder pattern papers, definitely. But I will make a concerted effort because I've bought them and I should use them. But yeah, I'm liking the little hanging basket. I'm liking the little cat holding the cactus. I think that'll make a cute card for a friend. And then again with the green tissue paper, they really do think about everything. You can understand how they price these things even at full price because so much thought has gone into curating this. It all just matches. Everyone's, been working on this for months before release to have made those cards, submitted them, photographed it, made the booklet. There's a lot of work goes into it. So inside this parcel of, the embellishments and bits that won't fit in the flat folders, we've got 3 alcohol markers. So they've got the bullet tip on one end and then the broad tip on the other. Now, a lot of the brands now are going more towards a brush tip because they're just easier for colouring with. But that's fine. I don't recognise that brand. There's nothing on the barrel to indicate who's made them, but colours that will suit the cacti, so that's fine. Some pre-adhesive sticky dome dot things, enamel dots. And then some foam squares. For some reason, there's loads of little green shreds of paper on it, but never mind, that's fine. Foam squares are always handy. So you've got your matching cardstock, and you can see there immediately that lovely sage green. That's perfect if you die cutting your cacti. A couple of sheets of that. Lovely bright yellow. That's really sunshiny. Pastel pink, and then that bright orangey, almost terracotta, but not quite that dark. So that card on the front, I love it. I love it, and I might even copy it directly. Some of the ideas in here for using the that big die, the big frame die, I'm excited to get cracking. So there's those cute little characters. They're all fantastic, and not too big for colouring either. So you don't have to go to town with all your colouring skills. You can just, roughly colour them and then add a little bit of shadow. They've obviously had more than one shade of each of those colours though, so you're not going to be able to do it with just the colours in the kit. But, most of us have some pens we can use. I do like that the characters are cute and small and they can fit inside those boxes. Oh, that's interesting, that one on the other page there. Using the big bold pattern paper, but then using the pieces that have cut out of the frame die as little toppers. I do like this. I do have some other cactus stamps from a few years ago. I think it was from My Favourite Things. So it's really similar to this actually. It's kind of a duplicate. So I might have to dig that out and see how compatible they are. See if I can use it all together. But yeah, so you've got your enamel dots there. Again, very pastel pink, not my cup of tea. But I can always colour them with alcohol markers. So that's fine. And it's good that they're self-adhesive too. It makes things a lot easier. Then you're not waiting for things to dry like if you use Nuvo drops. So that's the box from Time for Tea Designs. I'll just put that back in the box with Thorny Sentiment. That made me chuckle. And again, you could chop that box up as well. That pattern's beautiful. And that, guys, is everything that I bought today. So you've got the Time for Tea, the Miss P Loves, the Chloe's Creative Cards, the Funky Fossil, and the Pretty Gets Gritty. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.